Right, we're recording now.
Let's start recording the moment the call starts.
Let me make sure. This work. Oh, what was that?
It was me having a drink, Bill, alright?
You guys drinking your tea?
This episode of the Permadeath podcast brought to you by Coke Life, half flat.
Oh, you're drinking Coke.
Coke Life, though.
Yeah.
What's Coke Life?
It's Coke with stevia instead of sugar.
Oh, why is it called Coke Life?
Because it's a natural sweetener rather than aspartame.
So it's like Coke made from
It's like halfway between Coke and Diet Coke.
real life. It's
Oh,
made-
natural.
Coke Life, you get to live longer if you drink this one than the normal one.
Yeah. Normal Coke, which will give you diabetes, and Diet Coke, which will give you cancer. This is the sweet middle ground where you get diabetic cancer.
Welcome, everybody,
God
To-
damn it, Bill.
to episode what? What is this? 20?
20! Episode 20.
Never thought we'd make it this far.
No.
Yeah, me neither, really.
Moving
I
fast.
was thinking of calling it like 19A.
We're moving real fast. How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm better. Yesterday was a rough day. I got very angry, but today I got to take my rage out on some dishes, so I feel much better.
Oh, did you smash a bunch of dishes?
And I cleaned them.
Oh.
Clean up good.
Those dishes didn't know what hit them.
Because in my head there's a booth at the Renaissance Fair in my state Renaissance Fair. By the way, everybody should go to a Renaissance Fair twice a year.
The country didn't exist in the Renaissance.
Well, we like to pretend it did, and
I don't even think we've got Renaissance fairs.
and then we like
Nope.
to pretend
We
we're
live 'em.
British. Yeah. But yeah, there's this booth at my state Renaissance Fair called Mad Tom's Rec Room. And it's gonna sound like a waste of money, but considering what people pay for some DLC some days, this ain't so bad. You pay $1, and he gets $1 or $2, and you get to pick from an array of glassware, whether it be a beautiful vase, or a plate, or a mug, and you get to whip it as hard as you can at the wall. And like I said, it sounds like a stupid purchase. But
But it's not your mug.
that's the thing, yeah, right? Is you're paying $1 to basically take your entire week, depending on how shitty it is, and channel it into this mug and whip it so fucking hard at the wall. It just feels good.
I think that if you're
That's what I envisioned when you say you
if
took
a,
it out of
if a
some dishes.
week's worth of anger can be dealt with by one mug, you haven't had a very angry week.
Yeah, how thick these mugs are.
I mean, it sounds just like a Greek wedding or something. So
Yeah, only I get to do it while eating a turkey leg.
we didn't even have turkeys in the Renaissance. I don't think. I imagine not.
Well, they didn't have Doctor Who in the Renaissance either, because the last time I went to this Renaissance fair, it was Time Travelers Weekend, and everybody just took that as let's all dress
What a
up as
crossover.
Doctor Who, and it was really weird. Like I mean, I guess it makes sense that he would be able to go back there, but
Yeah.
everybody was that, and I was expecting to see like some steampunky kind of time traveler stuff, but instead everyone was just walking around with a fez.
They were doing the lazy Doctor Who's.
Yeah, they're wearing
Wear a
like a
fez. So, yeah, it's done.
they're wearing their Adidas shirt and a fez. That's the extent that they went.
David Tennant made it a little bit easier. You could have had just a trench coat, but Matt Smith just made it a fez, and it's just done. I suppose Chris
Anyway.
Eccleston made it a leather jacket.
What's the new guy? What Capaldi? What the hell is his name?
Peter Capaldi. He's got the angry eyebrows. He's old, and I think he has a waistcoat. I don't think he's got anything particularly easy to come by.
Just gotta look old if you want to cosplay him, yeah.
And it's just like a suit jacket.
Was that a hiccup?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, and like tartan trousers. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Off-
Doctor Who's
whatever it's called.
boring.
Hey, now.
Said it.
I've never watched
Said
it.
I'm not a fan.
I
feel
just
like-
know everything because everybody around me watches it. Like I feel like, so I just know the
Mhm.
fez.
I feel like I've betrayed my country by not being a fan of Doctor Who.
It's all right.
Can we mention something very important? Because today, the day that we're recording, is the 30th birthday of Mario. Came out 30 years ago. today.
Hey!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Mario! That sound like him?
Oh, good God.
That sound like
And this will probably be gone by the time that this podcast gets uploaded. But when you Google Super Mario Bros, in the information section that they put on the side, there's a little question mark block, and if you click it, it makes the coin sound.
Oh, good God.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Now, it's going to be in the podcast
Hey!
now. There we go. There's a coin sound of the podcast.
Coin, coin!
Bill,
Coin,
it comes
coin!
through. It comes through on your end.
Wait, what?
Any video or sound that you listen to whilst we are recording the podcast comes through on the stream. That's why there was that one episode where you had a video playing in the background and that was going through onto the podcast.
Wait, did it come through on my recording?
It comes through on the recording, yes. The software is stupid. It records.
So wait,
It records your microphone and your computer sound.
So the file that I'm recording on my PC right now is getting all these coin sounds right now.
Yeah.
No fucking way. No fucking way.
So we may well end up using mine, which has just the one
No,
coin sound.
we're keeping. Welcome, Mario.
Oh God!
All right. Happy birthday.
That was worth a mention.
Every time I hear a click, I'm just imagining that there's a coin going.
Dude, I had no idea it recorded everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably should have mentioned it before, but I mean, I guess don't watch anything bad.
Oh shit. Anyway. Oh, that's great. That's great. Mario's had a pretty good week. And weekend as well. Everyone's been playing and loving Mario Maker. I haven't been able to pick it up yet.
I haven't got it either.
But it looks...
Google telling me that I recently purchased Puzzle and Dragons Super Mario Brothers Edition.
You did.
Google shouldn't know that.
Yeah.
But I did buy it.
With their new comfortable logo comes many secrets.
I like the logo.
I do like it too. A lot of people were outraged at the change of the Google logo. Oh, because you fucking... How often do you even look at it?
If you use an Android phone, quite a bit.
Well, where is it?
It's on every home screen.
It
It's the little search bar at the top. It says Google.
says the whole... Well,
I think it does. Let's have a look. Let's
I
have a
like-
quick look at my phone.
I like it.
Yeah, it does. But it looks good, so I don't care. I'll stare at that all day.
People are mad Verizon changed their logo too. It looks like who gives a fuck? You hate Verizon anyway. What does it matter? Who fucking cares? Oh,
That looks
man.
exactly the same. Oh, wait, no. They got rid of that stupid V.
Yeah, that giant V, and they put a little check mark on the end of
Yeah,
it.
that's a lot better.
I like it. It's clean. Like I don't know. The other one looked like it was like it looked like it was from the '90s. Like it was their old ass logo. Like what?
They weren't even founded in the 90s.
Things change, baby. Weren't they?
No, April 4th, 2000.
Well, right out of the '90s.
Mm.
That's how shitty their logo was. It looks like it was from the '90s.
All the important things.
Verizon sucks anyway. Anyway,
Can we talk about games?
welcome to
We're
the
not that
game
long today,
podcast.
so I feel like pressured.
Yeah,
we could take a while.
we got it.
Bill's fault.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Mm.
So what has happened? How do we usually start these anyway?
Well, we either dive into news and then do games, or we do games and then do news.
Yeah.
So it's which
Let's do some
way
news.
would you?
Pokemon Go. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, it's the Pokemon MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations, everyone! You got your Pokemon MMO.
I've been talking. It's funny because like even like people people in my family who don't follow games as often, like all kind of caught wind of this for some reason. 'Cause everybody's a Pokemon fan at some point. You know, whether you play
Wanna be or
games
not.
or still watch anime, like everybody as a kid got into Pokemon. Like everybody. So like when something like this, everybody has a phone. So like, you know, they see it trending on Facebook or whatever. They click it like, holy shit! I think
It's real.
It looks cool. Obviously what happens in the trailer is not going to be exactly what happens in game, but conceptually, I'm pretty excited.
Unless, of course, everyone starts walking around with VR headsets on.
Pokemon everywhere.
Yeah, I'd do. I'd walk around with a VR headset on if it had a little camera in the front, so that it would basically display what was actually in front of me, and then there'd just be Pokemon on front and that Pokemon overlaid in it. I wouldn't leave.
So is this the first mobile game like that they've announced Nintendo?
No, Pokemon Shuffle.
Oh, Pokemon Shuffle.
Shuffle.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So both Pokemon games so far.
Yes. Hardly surprising, really.
Yeah. You guys
But
looking
it's,
forward
it's,
to it?
the, it's the first original one, because obviously Pokemon
Yeah.
Shuffle came out on 3DS
Yeah.
a month or two back.
Is it actually augmented reality, or is it just like go to this place and then a Pokemon will just pop up on your phone?
I think it's augmented reality. I think it's gonna work. I don't know. I might just be talking out my ass here. But there was a game on the 3DS called Emblem. Either of you ever heard of it or play it or
I heard of it when you told me about it on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a 3DS game. There was like 2 or 3 sequels. It was a cool game. It's just the thing is I don't bring my 3DS everywhere, so like I couldn't take advantage of it. But like when you would like, it was based around like a JRPG concept where your party members were based on little Denpa Men guys that you capture from around your house, around your neighborhood, in the mall, wherever. Where you open up your camera, and as you move your 3DS around your house, there are Denpa Men everywhere. And it was cool. Like, you look at one and move your 3DS away and then move back, and that same one's still hanging out in that same spot. But the thing with that is I don't bring my 3DS everywhere, and I'm not going to look for Denpa Man at the mall. So I never really played it. So I assume Pokemon Go is going to...
3 years ago, and I've never heard of it.
It's a fun game. Yeah, it's
got like 9 out of 10s, 4 out of 5s.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. It's just the accessibility of me, like... Because, like, you can only get certain Denpa Men in certain regions.
Mm-hmm.
So otherwise you have to trade people, I think, which I assume it's how Pokemon. I wonder if like they didn't. I mean, there's been a bunch of games like this before. There's one on the Vita. I forget the name of it, Monster and Soul or some shit like that, where you go and ad hoc location thing on your Vita will detect certain monsters and creatures you can catch in certain areas, and then you could trade people. But the difference with those is like they're on my Vita and 3DS. I don't really bring those anywhere, but like Pokemon Go is gonna be on my phone. I got that shit everywhere I go. So like.
Yeah.
Booyah.
Well, you think that Niantic, who are making the thing, also made Ingress, which is a phone-based location game, sort of sci-fi type hacking portals and magic things. And I didn't touch that much at all because in order to progress, you had to do stuff to portals which are owned by one team or another, and they're all bloody miles away, and I'm not going miles away just to tap at my phone. So I'm hoping that the Pokemon one is a lot more
forgiving,
local.
Yeah,
I guess like that anywhere could be a potential.
I'm gonna.
I don't want it for my local area because it'll just take me down like really fucking dangerous drug dealer estates, because that's all there is around here.
That's the only place you can catch a Celebi.
All of the children and the mid-20s adults will all go there, and then they won't use it as a drug den anymore because there's going to be all these people going, I got a Pikachu!
Dude, the day Pokemon Go launches, every street, every block in every city in the world is going to be full of people running around catching Pokemon. It's going to look like riots. Everybody is going to be running around trying to catch Pokemon. I know, I'm going to go take a walk around, see what I can find over here.
Or everyone dealing drugs is like, got this Celebi, you want to...
Yeah, they take advantage of the market. Because I assume, like, there's going to be Pokemon in certain regions of the world that are, like, available there. You know what I mean? Like, that makes it appealing to want to trade with people, maybe? Open up the trading market.
Well, right, go with this.
I want a British Pokemon.
You can get at least the first 2 gens just exclusively in Japan because those are set in Japan. And then the Unova ones would be the American ones. I don't know where Sinnoh was set. I don't know what that was based on.
I thought that was also Japan.
Yeah, probably. Hoenn was probably.
I think
also
everything
Japan.
up until
And then Unova was
Um,
America, and
was it
then
Kalos
Kalos
France?
was France.
Well, good job, anyone who's not in America, France, or Japan. You get nothing.
Yep.
It's interesting that they only showed Gen 1 Pokemon.
Well, that's what
Playing
Get,
on the nostalgic sense as well.
yeah, they get a bunch of
Maybe,
people
but
in
you
who
can
haven't been
be
paying
nostalgic
attention.
about Gen 2 too.
Actually,
Maybe
I'm not that nostalgic for them, to be honest.
I mean, I think that like the legendary dogs in Gen 2 are pretty recognizable. I was gonna say Gen 3, but they're not 3, are they?
I suppose. So.
And I liked that there were only 1 or 2 children in the entire advert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all like,
It was all us.
right, those sorts of people are not going to be the people who would play Pokemon Go, in my opinion. You know, the people who are hanging out at the skate park, like.
That's
Yo,
what I'm telling you.
bro! Yo,
People-
bro!
People
What you
will
got?
start playing it, and they'll be like, "I remember this when I was 6, before I knew what skateboarding was."
Why are they so British?
Because I'm British, and every skater boy is British.
Sounds like Oliver Twist.
Please, sir, just more Hooper. Everyone will be at it for at least a little while, and if it's addictive enough and there are enough Pokemon in your immediate area rather than miles away, it's the sort of thing that people will keep sort of tapping out and bringing in when they've got a free moment and they're on the bus and they're like, "I'm speeding past a Mewtwo battle." They'll demand to get off right now so they can join in the raid.
It'll be cool. It'll be interesting. See how it works. Well, any other IPs you want to see them make into a mobile game? Since that's what they're going to be doing.
I'm assuming Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, Nintendo. Yeah, that's what I
Depends
meant.
if they do something like interesting with them, because I don't want like just Zelda, like a
A port.
Link
Yeah.
to the Past on my
Yeah.
phone. I'm not interested in that sort of stuff. So it depends what they could do with them to make
Yeah.
them interesting.
Like in my head, I'm thinking like I just immediately think of like what IPs would work best as a mobile game, and the one that comes to mind is probably the one that would come to everyone's mind, and that's Animal Crossing. There's probably an Animal Crossing mobile
I
game
didn't think of that at all.
that they can cook up because of the nature of Animal Crossing. You know what I mean? Checking in on it every day. The nature of which you play it for most people, for me anyway, play sessions for New Leaf was like 20-30 minutes. Come on, you get your fruit, you dig up the fossils, you check the stores, you do your daily stuff.
Moving in a 3D space on
Well-
your phone is a pain in the ass. So unless it was like a companion app type
that's-
thing.
Well, I assume they wouldn't just port New Leaf over to the phone. I mean, like a new game, like not one where you'd be moving around necessarily, but maybe
A
like
bit like Happy Home
yeah,
Designer,
like Happy
but for
Home
mobile.
Designer.
yeah, or more like a how should I
Amiibo
it's
party?
like a no, never like Amiibo party. I don't want to use like what's that fucking game, like Tiny Tower or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Then again, those games weren't necessarily bad.
Good.
But like it's something like that, you know, where we're more take like the mayoral aspects of a New Leaf and put them into like you're building up your village thing, and you have to, again, that's maybe be
You have to be careful because that's going to be sort of something like Simpsons Tapped Out or Farmville or something.
that's the thing. Is
I'd
like
go
it
for a
would
thing
depend
where
how the microtransactions are done.
if I could combine it with whatever the newest version of Animal Crossing is, and it'd let me design my furniture for my game while I was on the go.
Yeah, or you could check in on what's in the shops and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
like a
let's see.
companion app, really. But
Yeah.
Thanks, Andy.
What?
It's because I said that it would work better as a companion app about 2 minutes ago, and you just said it again. So I said, Andy, never mind.
okay, sorry. I was
is
eating
that?
my crisps as quietly as I could.
Okay. I would not be surprised if they ported Puzzle and Dragons, Super Mario Brothers over.
Oh yeah, probably considering
If
Puzzle and Dragons
if they've done it with
is-
Pokemon Shuffle, then
that and the
Yeah,
fact
Pokemon
that
Shuffle's got like microtransactions, and that sucks.
true. I don't really know where the microtransactions could come into Mario unless they were to just add an energy bar,
yeah.
which is
Or just like let me pay for the game so I can play it.
Mm.
That would also work.
Well, that's why you buy Puzzle and Dragons and then don't touch the Mario part because the Dragons part is better.
Or you could just download Puzzle and Dragons on your phone for free.
Not in England, you can't.
It's not free over there?
It doesn't exist.
What the fuck? For real?
Yeah. Yep.
It's like the biggest mobile game out. How's that possible?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Welcome to England.
I think because I had to download a Russian ROM to stick on my phone.
Well, shit.
Yeah, if I search
I'm sorry for eating, by the way. I
Play
haven't
Store
had dinner. And it's
or
late.
Puzzle and Dragons, I get a guide, Monster Puzzle 3D Mamorpiga, Adventure Time. I get a load of match 3s, except for this one, which is just a busty lady. And then I get Angry Birds,
Hey,
which apparently has an RPG game.
you want the next best thing?
I'm not surprised. There is a match 3 Angry Birds game.
Is there? That's what that is?
Angry Birds Fight RPG Puzzle. What a name.
They just put all the keywords in for all of the Match 3 RPG games. Oh, Angry Birds Fight RPG Puzzle. Like, what the fuck?
At no point does it say match 3.
Oh, God.
Can we talk about Nintendo some more? Because they announced we've got a new Nintendo president
Yeah,
today.
they announced their new dude.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, man, this guy looks like he's going to be so much fun. And I'm like, he hasn't even done anything yet. You've just seen a photo of him.
It is not a particularly flattering photo.
He doesn't look happy. I'll
No.
give him that. But
Well, he's an old Japanese
the fact
man.
that people are just like, man, Nintendo's going down the drain just because like, he doesn't look like he's going to be much fun.
I mean, you could look at it one of two ways. He's either gonna... Well, three ways, really. He's either gonna destroy Nintendo from the inside. Unlikely. He will probably take it in a much more business-heavy mindset, because I think I read somewhere that he's never done any of the game dev stuff that any previous president has done.
No.
He's purely been on the business side of things. So that could be either a good or a bad thing. As a
He worked
gamer.
for Nintendo of America, didn't he?
Yes, didn't he also wasn't he in charge of Game Freak for a while? I think.
I'm not sure. I would like to find out, but apparently lots of Nintendo
Oh no, I'm getting a phone
news has
call.
happened today.
Go on without me.
Okay.
Goodbye, Kinross.
So from what I can tell, he used to work for Nintendo of America, and wasn't really the face of Nintendo America because that was Reggie's thing. And also today, Shigeru Miyamoto announced that Mario's full name is Mario. So
Hey, what a what a surprise! It's just Mario.
There's been so much fucking Nintendo news lately. Because there was a leak for the next Pokemon game,
Oh shit!
which looks like it's going to be Pokemon Z version.
That makes sense. I was expecting that before the remix of Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, so was I, to be honest. But I don't know if it's going to be called Z and be like the version that has all the Pokemon in, or if it's going to be
A new game.
X, Y, and Z, because the new anime is called X, Y, and Z, which is weird, but
Well, shit! They basically leaked it on their goddamn anime title.
there's new forms for Zygarde, which were, I guess that's the thing, and there's a new form for Greninja for the anime. I think it's specifically for the anime because it's a Greninja that looks like Ash.
Is Ash turned into a Greninja?
The hell have they done to Zygarde?
I don't know. They've given Zygarde like loads of different forms. So there's Zygarde Cell, Zygarde Core, Zygarde 10% form, Zygarde 50% form, and Zygarde Complete form. And then there's the Greninja that looks like Ash.
Yeah, that does look like Ash. What the hell is... What? So I'm just looking at the scan. It looks like there's a weird ghost version of Zygarde, a dog version of Zygarde, the normal version, and then a Gundam version of Zygarde.
So the Gundam one is the complete form.
Right.
The normal form, I think, is 50%.
Right.
10% is
The
the
dog.
one that looks like a dog. Core is one of the green blob things, and
Yep.
Cell is like the flat green thing.
Oh, I thought that was just like a mirror. Okay. What the heck? I guess I need to finish.
So I feel like Zygarde is going to be like the most complicated legendary Pokemon now. Even though everyone hated it because it was a bit shit before.
It's
So,
I don't. It looks a bit stupid. The normal version. I like the dog one.
so maybe there'll be a new Pokemon game soon. It's been a while.
Pokemon.
Well, it's been a year.
Been a while.
I suppose it was 2 years that like a new one came, rather than just a remake.
Mm. Anyway, there's been a lot of Nintendo news lately. Like a lot of Nintendo news lately.
That's there.
Yes. With the new president and stuff, which is
Do you
pretty
think? Do you think? One of the questions a lot of people seem to have with the new president. Do you think they're going to continue with the directs?
big. I don't think he'll do them. I think they'll find
Yeah.
someone else to do them.
Someone who looks a bit more fun.
It'll be interesting to see who they pick. You think they would pick someone like Miyamoto, or do you think?
No, I think honestly they'll pick someone from Japan to do the Japanese ones, and then we'll probably get like Bill Trinan to do them.
Yeah.
We might have the Nintendo of Europe guy for ours.
Yeah, which is cool because I like that guy.
He's all right.
And he's met him on fucking Street Pass. I'm so jealous. Anyway,
Speaking of Street Pass, I had a revelation last month, end of last month, that I've gotten Street Passes before, and I've gotten a lot of them in certain places. I took it to an anime convention at the end of August, and if you want Street Passes, that's just where you go, I guess, because it was fucking ridiculous. But I realized that I got Street Passes, but it's like my friend was watching me as I got my Street Passes, and like I wasn't playing the games, and he was going, dude, why you're wasting your Street Passes? I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like, I don't fucking care about these games. I just want people on my 3DS. So I missed out on so many puzzle pieces over the last 2 years because I would just skip it and like don't care. Like,
I'm staring disappointedly at the microphone, pretending that it's you.
like, and I'm sitting there, and he's like, dude, you got so many Street Passes. Last year we went to New York City, whatever. And I'm like, well, I thought you could just play those games with your Street Pass buddies whenever the fuck you want. I didn't know it was like a one-time thing.
At most.
Well, yeah,
All the
once
time.
I found that out, then at the anime convention, because you cap at 10, you have to keep doing. I was just constantly playing fucking.
So you
Street
went from
Pass
being a
games.
perfectly a decent human being to the standard 3DS owner.
Yeah, and well, it's funny. You
It's
see so many
true.
other people doing it, and like, I got so sick of it though. I just put it back in my hotel room after a while. I'm sick of these fucking Street Pass. There's so goddamn many of them. I couldn't.
You do
take
get
it anymore.
fatigued eventually, and you
Yeah.
get fed up of all the people who don't have hit puzzle pieces for you.
Well, I see the thing with me is like I haven't done these puzzles ever, so like all these like ones that are probably really common, I just got because I didn't fucking have them, and all these people have all these because they've probably been to this anime convention for years, like all this swapping puzzles of fucking, and here I am, just like a dumbass.
missed out, bro. Missed out.
And then I couldn't find someone with it. Sorry, I haven't played these games before on here, these Street Pass games. I couldn't find a fucker with a yellow shirt to do the stupid fucking RPG one. Like,
My entire job
Welcome to our world.
at conventions is the moment that Ebby or Andy or Alan complain that they need a certain color. It's like, right, time to change my shirt and hope
take
that
one
it
for the
picks me
team,
up
man.
again.
Take one for the team.
Sure, I'll wear a hideous light blue shirt. Actually, I like the light blue. It's the dark blue I don't like.
Hey, dark blue's my favorite color, you bum.
Yeah, well, you're welcome to have it be your favorite color.
Green's the
Judging
best color.
me.
I'm not judging
Judging
you.
me.
I'm just saying that I do not like that color.
Can we talk about games?
Yeah.
Because I've finished 2 games since the last podcast.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
And they made me feel very inadequate.
I don't know how I've done it, but I finished Xenoblade Chronicles finally.
And
That took me from April to the end of August, I believe.
what was your final playtime, Evie?
99 hours with 40 something
Holy
minutes.
shit.
Yeah, she didn't go the extra 16 minutes to make it a 100-hour game. You could have faffed.
I could have faffed. To be honest, most of that game was me faffing.
You could have faffed for 16 more minutes. To faff about.
To like mess about.
To dawdle.
Wait, let's Urban Dictionary this.
It's a massive faff.
Faff.
It's a pain in the ass.
Faff. Spend time ineffectual. Spend time in ineffectual activity. A great deal of ineffectual activity.
I'm gonna start using that.
We
It's
can't
like
faff around
busy work.
forever is the verb use of it, and the noun use of it is there is the usual faff of getting back to the plane. So there you go.
Faffin.
Faffing.
Faff.
F-A-F-F.
Anyway.
I'm sure I've used it in the text chat like a ton, and you never once said, "What the hell are you talking about, John?"
I'm British
again.
I was probably reading through all of them because I usually log on Skype and I have like 40 messages. Probably didn't see it.
But I finished Xenoblade Chronicles anyway.
Right.
And that game is totally more about the journey than the destination because the ending of that game is not worth it. Like, it's like a 5-minute cutscene that just tries to wrap everything up really, really quickly.
Man.
Would it be more worth it if you hadn't faffed about?
I don't know, because I kind of enjoyed the gameplay and stuff. It's just it had a lot of quests that were sort of MMO-y, like, go and fetch 5 of this thing.
I don't understand those quests. That is my big... well, I've got a lot of problems with the game because I'm crap at it. And you will explain in great detail on a plane why I'm being bad at this.
Oh, are you playing Xenoblade Chronicles on the way to Japan?
I'm going to be doing all the things. It's like a 15-hour trip.
I don't know what I'm going to take with me because I've finished all my 3DS games now and I don't know what to do.
There'll be a new Pokemon.
Hopefully.
I
doubt it, but hopefully.
like when you get quests, are you supposed to go back to randomly find that person again that you stumbled upon to hand it in, or is it just like automatically dealt with?
Sometimes they're automatically done. Sometimes you have to go back and find the person, which is a nightmare because every NPC has like a thing that they do. So they're inactive during certain hours of the day. So some of them will be active from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and some of them will be active from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and you can't find them when they're not active because they're in bed, they're asleep.
What jerks.
Which is a nightmare sometimes because then you got to go through the fucking affinity chart to try and find the character that you got the quest from to find when they're active and where they hang out. It can be a proper nightmare to turn in quests sometimes.
I think you mean it could be a proper faff.
It could be a faff. You could faff about for ages.
80 hours of Obi's game was trying to find this one dude to hand in a quest.
Yeah.
Straight faffing.
I would say though, Xenoblade Chronicles is totally worth it. Like worth having a go at least.
I was gonna put it on the other day.
The like battle system is really interesting. I think you'll enjoy it.
I imagine it's
sort of
something you get the
MMOE as
hang
well,
of
actually.
when like you enjoy it when you get the hang of it. Until then, it is just a nightmare.
What it is you have this like palette. They call it the battle palette. It's at the bottom of the screen, and you can pick certain attacks. All the attacks have different colors attached to them, which means they do different things. Like pink is a break attack, green is a topple attack, yellow is a break attack, blue are heal attacks or heal things, whatever. And every move has a cooldown. And also you can move around the enemy to get the most effective move on them. So if you played Smash Bros and you played as Shulk, he has this move called Backslash. Which is from Xenoblade Chronicles, obviously. But to make that the most effective move it can be, you have to not aggro the enemy and go behind them and attack them from behind, and it does like 10 times more damage or something ridiculous.
Like a rogue from WoW.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare when you can't work out what the back of an enemy is, though.
Yeah, that is a bit of a nightmare because there are some that are literally just like ethereal blobs, and it's like you don't have a face. I don't know what you're looking at.
Look for the blobby end.
Yeah, it's a good game. You should give it a go. I don't expect you to complete it, but you should just try it for a bit.
My goal is to beat it before X, but that's probably never gonna happen. But that's my goal. Like in my head, that's my like.
How long have you owned the game, Bill?
I've owned the game for like a year now.
Oh, I thought you got it at launch.
No. I got it when it was like out of print, and then like GameStop was like, "Yo, we got it back in, but it's used. But we got them in, and we just unwrapped them, and we're selling it used, so we make the money on it." Because it definitely wasn't used. They got like a reprint at GameStop, and it was labeled as a GameStop exclusive. Then why wasn't it sealed? You fuck. It's not exclusive. You just shits. Anyway, that's what happened with that. No, I bought it like last year. Spur of the moment, though. I saw it in the store. I'm like, holy shit, they have it. I was like, fuck it, I gotta buy it. I didn't even have the money for it. I had to, temporarily, before I got paid, I had to call my mom. Hey, mom, could you wire me $30? Because I'm short for this thing I shouldn't be getting.
Just saw.
Yeah. But I couldn't risk not owning it. I mean, like at that moment. Like, that was before anyone knew of the new 3DS or Xenoblade the port or anything like that. And I was just like, oh, shit.
It's a good job you didn't go in on a new 3DS, because that is the only exclusive game for it right now.
I was thinking that the other day. Like, I was talking to my friend. Well, when I had my 3DS out at the thing, and like most of the people I saw at the anime convention either had the regular XL or the normal one. Most people I know hold on to their normal size 3DS because it's a collector's edition. Like, my friend holds on to his because it's a Zelda one, and he likes it. Or they're holding out for the normal size one here, which I think is that okay? When everyone's like, "Oh man, the normal one's coming to North America," is that just the Animal Crossing one? Like, is that the only?
Probably.
I'm not sure.
Well, that doesn't fucking mean shit to me. That's like, people tweeted at me like, "Yo, Bill, it's happening," and I'm like, "Oh fuck, no, and then I look and it's just like, "Oh, it's coming in the way of the Animal Crossing Happy Home bundle." I'm like, well, that means nothing to me. I just want the system. That's all I want.
You could change the faceplate, so it wouldn't always be Animal Crossing.
That's true. That's the good thing, though. Yeah, you buy a special edition of that one, and you're like, I don't really like it, but it's the only way I could buy it. Let me just swap this shit out here and get myself some new faceplates. But, yeah, I was thinking the other day that I'm kind of glad. I was going to do it again, because GameStop had that same promotion where you trade the old one and you get $100 off. But then I'm thinking in my head, like, one, I don't play my 3DS enough. Two, since I don't play it enough, there's not really as much that entices me to go ahead. Like, I'll probably get the new Fire Emblem and play it, and then, like, whatever else. I'll probably play the Bravely games at some point. But that, I don't feel like, because to do the trade-in there, you have to do the transfer at the store.
Yeah.
They have it set up for you, and I'm like, do I really feel like doing this? No. So I'm just like, I'm just going to wait for the NX or whatever the hell is their new handheld.
But you should be really feeling it. I had to force it.
You mentioned Fire Emblem, Bill. I'm gonna use that as a segue.
I saw you. I saw you tweeting about it. You played that, didn't you?
Yeah, I finished Fire Emblem Awakening in the past week. I just marathoned that game.
Do you like it?
And now I don't know what to do with my life.
From what I've played,
honestly,
I feel like it's super easy to marathon, like to fall into that trap of.
It's a really great game, yeah.
I think it's in my top 10 games ever.
My God, is it because you are the worst mother in the world?
I'm the best mum in the
I thought you
world.
said you were the worst.
No, I'm
when
the
when
best.
did you? How many kids did you had to have before you went from worst to best?
I had 2 in the game.
I think you had 13.
No, there are 13 children. 2 of them are
okay.
like, mine.
I was like, my God, Robin, you've been busy.
But I fucking loved Fire Emblem, and I really wish I'd listened to Yokorama when, like, in the first episode of this podcast, he was like, "Dude, you should play Fire Emblem." Didn't until now.
But think now, like, if you played it then, you would have had a greater period of your life
waiting for the next
where
one.
you were no longer playing Fire Emblem Awakening, whereas now you've gotten like a year and a half more. In your
I suppose. Because I'm closer to Fire Emblem Fates coming out, which apparently we're only getting one version of in Europe.
Is it the hard one or the easy one?
I think it's the easy one.
Good.
So I'm not sure if that's true, because there are several rumors going, we're only going to get one version. We're only going to get one version, but it's got both versions on it.
Yeah,
so
that sounds like the most, like the Ocarina of Time, which had both the original and Master Quest on it when you beat the original.
But I don't understand why they wouldn't do that for America if that was the case.
Because they know that we get screwed over on game prices, so they're like, we'll bundle it in together. You beat the easy one, you get the hard one.
Maybe. So who's played Fire Emblem out of you two?
I haven't beaten it. I put about 20 hours in, though.
See, I only put 31 hours in, and I feel like I missed a bunch of stuff.
It definitely encourages multiple playthroughs, and there's a lot of stuff you can miss. Like not like huge content, but there's a lot of stuff in terms of like the marriages and like training certain units and like the DLC and stuff like that. That certainly adds a lot.
I will say though, oh my god, the choices that game gives you. None of them mean anything. Like most
Spoilers.
of them don't have like a proper meaning to them, but sometimes they'll give you this choice, like, do you want to save this person or let them die? And there's like a massive consequence to saving them, but they also would die, and you're like, oh god, what do I do? This is like genuinely the hardest choice I've ever had to make in a game. And there is one choice at the end. I'm not going to say what the choice is, but I was at the end of the game. It gave me this choice. I knew that this choice had a lot of consequence depending on which one I chose. And I just sat there with my 3DS for 20 minutes going, I really don't know what to do. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Because I know what the best thing is, but I don't know what the best thing for right now is. And I had like a moral dilemma going on in my head, and it was the worst thing. I've never found a choice in a video game that difficult before. I've got to play it through again to do the other ending, because I was like, okay, I just won't save and I'll go back, and then it automatically saves after the credits are done, and I was like, no.
I'll teach you to watch the credits. I'm about an hour in. I think I've just started chapter 3. So I imagine that blue-haired person with a funny mask has just shown up. I think it was the last thing I saw. So I'm next to nowhere in the game.
I like the marriage system in that game. I don't know why, but I just like pairing up the characters and
Do you have to do that,
children.
or can I make everyone just single, childless, miserable?
I think Crom gets married regardless, but I think he's the only one who gets married regardless.
I'll accept one.
Um,
Those 13 children, they're not going to exist. Or maybe some of them will, if they're Croms, but...
12 of them wouldn't exist.
Good enough. Good enough.
But some of the, like, children characters are fucking broken. Like, they're so powerful, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't think I could have done the end game without them. Because they are so ridiculously powerful.
There's a DLC that takes place in, like, a bathhouse, and everybody's in, like, a towel.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, look up the DLC.
Bill, don't do this.
Look up the DLC. You'll probably like it. There's
I thought you weren't
DLC.
supposed to wear towels in a bath.
There's there's DLC that takes place after the game, like a few generations. I think there's like a beach DLC.
Of course there is.
There's a bunch of it. You probably like it. I got some of it. I didn't really use a lot of it yet though, but I just wanted to have
Summer
it.
Scramble is Xenologue 17 of Fire Emblem.
It's $50 worth of DLC.
Yeah, there's a lot. You could buy it in bundles though, I think.
Oh, I can just read the script.
But
Do that.
Swimsuit scene.
Okay, I might have to buy that at some point.
I get the feel there's still battles, so they must be like battling either in towels or swimsuits.
That seems very, very expensive.
Somebody made like a comprehensive list of like all of them that are worth getting for certain reasons. Like most people, I have this dilemma. Like when I was trying to decide which ones I should get, like people say like some of them just aren't worth it at all. Like, and then the little lists people made makes it a lot cheaper. I'll have to find that list. Because then it highlights like what certain ones give. Because certain DLC packs give different classes, and certain ones give different characters. Or some of them are literally just like there for marriage purposes. Like there's really no battles. Like they just add like story scenarios and stuff. So some of them are worth it for different things, and some of them are just kind of like, hey, you want. And some of them, the one I forget the name of it, it's just a really, really hard battle. That's like there's like the end game battle, like when you have everyone leveled in max, like this is what you test him out on. So it's like some of them aren't worth getting, or are maybe worth getting, but at different times. So it makes it kind of easier to pick and choose. I'll have to find that.
It'd be cheaper if I could buy it in dollars because it's like $2.50 or £2.29, and it's like that doesn't that's not how exchange rates work.
That's a that reminds me. Do you like eShop purchases? How does it work out tax, or does it just not? Bill,
I don't remember. It's been a while since I bought anything off the eShop. I
guess just generally digital.
Digital, I'm pretty sure it goes. Oh shit, man, that's a good question. I don't even pay attention to that. I just pre-ordered Destiny. Let me check my bank statement.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna say that the American release of that DLC is censored, and the Japanese and the European one is not.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes!
Yeah, we got fucking boned on that shit, yo.
I've only seen one picture that's censored, and if that's the only censoring that was done, that's glorious.
Wait, you have to show it to me.
Okay. Give me a second. I have to get it back up
All
again.
right, well, my Taken King pre-order was not taxed, so
Okay.
PSN doesn't tax anyway. I'm sure eShop doesn't. Well, I think eShop does, because I remember someone saying, like for America anyway, like I remember someone saying, like on Reddit, and like everyone buried them because like it was a way you can get in trouble for this, like it's fucking tax evasion. Oh, set your location on your 3DS to like I don't know Salt Lake City or whatever, some state that doesn't or city that doesn't have tax, and you'll be able to buy it tax free. People are like, oh no, you get arrested for this. Like, well, one, I don't think he will, but at the same time, like I think they do tax on eShop.
Fair enough.
Because otherwise.
Bill, I need you to prepare your eyes, okay? This has been deemed unfit for American viewership.
Oh my god, it's Starger as well. Oh baby.
And behold the censorship.
They censored this?
They censored it.
That image is censored? What, they just censored some ass crack? That's all? Not even that much ass crack. It's just back of the ass into the ass crack.
What?
What did they censor it with? What they put over it? Like
I'm
steam?
guessing, like a towel. No, load the second image.
Oh, I didn't check that.
Is the
No way! That's bullshit. Is that real? Yeah. That's a real censor?
God.
What is that? Just a Crom's cape? Like, what's he just staring at her ass? Like, where? Is there somebody else in frame? Because it's not even. There's no way it's a real censor.
What's the beach pack called? Because I need to buy that right now because it's got
it's
Crom in
Summer
swim trunks and I need it.
Summer Scramble?
Okay, I'm gonna go buy that.
I'll probably put the image links in the description or like stick them together so that people can
That's
see.
fucking amazing.
Oh wait. I don't know whether. All right, in the European version, her hair is also shiny, but not in the American. You're not allowed hair sparkles, Bill. I'm sorry.
Son of a bitch. These prude Americans, I tell you.
Anyway, I love Fire Emblem. It's probably one of the best games for the 3DS, and I can't wait for Fates. Really, really can't wait for Fates. It's gonna be so good. And now I can get hype about it with everybody. I'm excited.
Well, I can't get hype about it yet.
We'll play Fire Emblem then.
I'm working on it. It's hard when
That's
you've got
always
regular work.
That's the one reason why I want to play so many games. Is to be able to get in on
Excitement.
because so many games coming out like this year. I mean, like not all of them you have to play the previous games, but like so many games coming out this year are like games from pre-existing franchise like Metal Gear, The Witcher, Batman, Fallout. Like holy shit! Like if you haven't played any of the old games, everyone's so hyped you don't know why. Like I want to play Metal Gear, but like I have never played a fucking or finished a Metal Gear game, so I can't get excited and play Metal Gear. Persona's coming out this year. I haven't beaten Persona 4.
Is Persona coming out this year in Europe? Because we've not heard anything about it.
I don't think in Europe. I don't think in Europe. They've confirmed North America like 7 times because everyone keeps asking them. They're just like, dude, we fucking told you. Yes.
Persona 5, Europe.
2016.
Oh, good.
You got time.
Yeah.
My playtime of Persona 4 has been put on hold because of fuckers that want to just shoot spoilers at their stupid ass. My headphones came out. I can't hear what you're saying right now. Sorry.
All right. Screw Bill.
They're back in.
Oh, God.
Did you say anything about me?
No.
You're going to have to listen to the podcast.
I just said, oh yeah, because I remembered your tale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, how about this? If you're listening to this motherfucker who runs the panel called Introductory to the Persona series, you know what that means. You know what the word introductory means? It means
What was
we
it
don't...
actually called? Introduction
Yeah,
to the Persona
it was called
series.
Welcome to the Velvet Room, an introduction to the Persona series. How about this? When you name your panel that, who do you attract to that panel? Either A, existing
Experts.
Persona fans, sure, but also people who want to know, hey, what is this? I've heard of Persona series before. Let me go to the panel. And instead, what do? You talk about late game spoilers. That's not what... That's not an introduction. They could probably argue like, well, you don't know what's going on anyway. No, but when you specifically drop names and who the murderer is, then that doesn't matter if I don't know anything about the game, because now I know who the fucking murderer is. God damn. God damn.
What if it's all suicides?
That ruined my goddamn weekend.
I did that thing that I normally do when someone says that they've been spoiled, where I just pull something out of my ass and just pretend that it's the spoiler, and I never know whether I've actually done the right thing. I think I just went, what if Chie's the killer? And then if that's true, I'm really sorry.
No.
But I can't be blamed because I don't know. So it's not a spoiler then.
It's that's just
I thought you were about to say who it was.
No, I would never do that.
It's Teddy.
I might actually finish the goddamn game.
I mean, I want to finish it anyway, because from what I understand and from what people online have told me, like on NeoGAF or Reddit or whatever, that like that's one of the reveals. But like apparently in Golden, there's like 30 or 40 hours left of gameplay after that reveal, and that's only like the tip of the iceberg. But at the same time, like the murder mystery is kind of what drives like the first act of the game for me. Like I assume like before all those other crazy reveals, and I'm sure crazier shit gets revealed. That's what everyone says. Like, oh man, if you that's the only thing you know, don't fucking worry. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but that ruins all interactions with that character now, because I fucking know. So you know, it still kind of puts a damper on it. And I was kind of excited to get back into it and play it, but after that, I'm like, well, fuck, I don't even want to look at it now because it's stupid ass shit. I should have said something, but I mean, I'm not really confrontational.
Stood up in the back, God, F you.
Well, it's funny because this was the day that we decided to just drink all day while walking around, and there are no seats left, so we had to stand in the back, behind the last row. And when she said it, I looked over at my friend because he played Persona 4 and beat it. And I look over and I go, "Are you fucking serious?" And like it wasn't loud, but it was like loud enough where the people in the back kind of like shuffled. And it's like, you don't just fucking drop that shit. You don't just drop that shit in public, man. What the fuck? I saw some funny shit at this anime convention, though. This was a small anime convention for a small town outside of mine. And, oh, man, it was great. I'll save those stories for another time, though. But, spoilers. Fuck them. So, that's what I'm not playing, Persona 4.
What are you playing though?
Were you done? I don't want to, like, jump.
Yeah. Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles, both good games.
Cool.
Can't wait for Fates. Can't wait for X. Can't wait for
Everything.
getting excited about games that are actually recent. So.
Yeah, see that? You completed a lot in your backlog. That's good.
Yeah.
I haven't.
2. But they're
Two.
big ones, I suppose.
Hey, they're big
Two
games.
very
though.
long games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I ever finish one of those games, I'd like a gift, please.
Your gift
Get
is
you a
finished.
medal
If I ever
saying
finish
congratulations.
Fire Emblem,
Finished Fire Emblem.
Xenoblade, or Persona.
Your gift is playing those games.
Twitter's down. I can't tweet about this.
Yeah,
fucking-
Twitter's down. Yeah, it
I
sucks.
can't tweet about this stupid pack that I need to get. Oh,
What pack?
the Summer Scramble
Oh,
one.
right.
Crom's wearing like adorable little shorts that have got the little crest on. It's great.
Pretty tight. He's also sparkling,
Yeah, man. I
Um,
wonder if that got
Sparkle pack.
censored.
Sparkle pack.
and he's sweating.
Beautiful.
But the reason I haven't been getting to anything in my backlog is, and I'm very furious, and like I just want to give like a little mini, like not a review because I clearly didn't finish it, getting to the end of it, but the Final Fantasy 14 expansion pack, Heaven's Ward, that I was really hyped to play, that I spent so many hours catching up on the main story so I can play the story content that I already purchased, was which was I'm not as mad about that as a lot of other people were, that you had to finish because in every MMO when you buy the expansion pack you can usually jump right into it as long as you're max level. In Final Fantasy 14, doesn't matter if you're max level, you have to play through all of the story content in the game, which is kind of boring until it gets later on in the story. Because I did praise the story of Final Fantasy 14 and it is really good. And this is why I'm so disappointed and why I'm mad I wasted so much of my time lately just to get into Heavensward, only to find out that I really am not enjoying Heavensward at all. And it's gonna I don't know how many listeners we have who play it, who like it, who will get mad, but I don't think I'll play this game again until many patches are out into the expansion pack, because after playing MMOs for so many years and experiencing so many expansion packs, like when an expansion pack comes out, like usually they add some cool new shit. And in Final Fantasy XIV's case, the cool new shit, I guess, is the storyline, which everybody praised Heavensward's story. Like, dude, if you like the fucking storyline Realm Reborn, you're gonna love Heavensward. And I got hyped because like the ending of Final Fantasy XIV, the base game, was hype as fuck. So many awesome things were happening. Awesome things. Coup de grace, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it was cool, and it got me hyped, because then like this big message comes on, and it's like, oh, and we go Heavensward, some cool message. I forget what it was. It was really cool. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, finally. So I'm playing it, and I'm 57 out of 60 on my levels. The story hasn't gotten interesting. I'm 3 levels away from the end. I don't like anything that's going on. I don't care about it. I don't care about I'm so sick of dragons. I'm so sick of talking. This is basically the Skyrim main storyline, which I didn't like either. I wasn't Skyrim's strength. You're just talking to old dragons. Old dragons are like, yo, the war is gonna happen with the humans. It's like, okay, this is boring. This is not what I wanted. I mean, they retconned so many things from the ending of... People died at the end of the base game who got revived with special magic in this one. It's like, okay, you're fucking it up. I don't want to play this anymore. That's not my big problem with it, and why I'm so angry with this expansion pack, is that they didn't add anything new to do. Like...
What?
Like...
It's just the story.
I should clarify that. What I mean by that is, like, in terms of what you're doing to go from 50 to 60, and people will go, well, to the MMO, you're supposed to just quest. Well, yeah, no shit, but what they did with Heavensward was just go, okay, we remade Final Fantasy XIV and made it good. Let's just take the good thing we did and just copy and paste it into Heavensward, instead of going, how could we take what we did good to fix that to make this better? They just kind of like, all the questing in A Realm Reborn sucks. It's like it's the worst of the worst in terms of MMO questing. Like MMO questing, like Ebby said from Xenoblade, is like, you know, to kill 5 of these things or pick up some of these things, take it back to this guy. Only it feels a lot slower in Final Fantasy XIV because there is a lot more dialogue. Like when you accept the quest in WoW, like you don't have to read it. Like you can just hit accept and fucking go on your way. Final Fantasy really wants to put the dialogue and stuff front and center, and that's fine for the main scenario quests. But for side quests where it's just somebody who wants a fucking pie, I don't give a fuck why they want the pie. I just want this experience because you've locked me out of a main story quest because I'm too low level. So all of the questing is the same. They didn't add anything new at all in terms of how you level. You fate grind, you do quests, you do dungeons, which have all been up to level 57, pretty boring, which is kind of surprising considering Final Fantasy XIV's greatest strengths were its story and its boss fights, and none of them have been memorable to me at all in terms of where I'm at. People will probably go, oh, well, endgame it gets better. Well, if I don't want to get to endgame, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, like, I used to think it was just a matter of me playing this game when I'm sleepy, because when you play this game when you're sleepy, you're going to fall asleep because it's a little slow. But up to level 57, I should be having a little more fun, because when I think of an MMO's first expansion pack, and everyone... When I talk about MMOs and like Final Fantasy XIV, which is like the big dog now, like it's the big MMO that got huge and everyone's playing it. Everyone's jumping ship from WoW to play this one because they do raids right, blah, blah, blah. When I look at WoW's first expansion pack, back in like 2007, 2006, 2007, whatever, Burning Crusade, whatever the hell it came out, they added like legit shit to like the questing formula. And Blizzard has done it in every expansion pack. Like, people could rip on WoW, and like WoW in its current state isn't that great. Like, there's some things about it that are kind of shaky. But even with their newest expansion pack, well, as Draenor, like, they add new shit to make sure that leveling up through these new zones doesn't suck. Final Fantasy XIV didn't do any of that. It's still the same stuff, and I don't want to do it anymore. Like, it really bummed me out, because like I finished and rushed so fast and marathon the storyline late at night for a week straight, because I wanted to play the new expansion pack, the Final Fantasy 14, and it's just very boring. I'm sad.
Oh well.
Never gonna play it again.
You will.
Mark my word.
You'll probably play it in like 5 months.
That's I say that
when
now.
when you run out of stuff to do in ESO.
That's
and
the
Heart of
thing.
Thorns.
That's the other thing is like, I don't want to, because like not only is the game very exhausting and the story is disappointing for me in Heavensward. I'm sure it hits a climax. I'm sure it's awesome. Whatever. But the pace at which you level and the pace at which you get abilities and the pace at which you just do everything in that game, I just don't want to pay monthly for that anymore, because I have other MMOs that could play for free, and like ESO and Guild Wars 2 and WildStar are coming free to play in 2 weeks, and
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yep.
I thought they said that it would never go free to play.
Well, that's what they say when their game still has players. That game, as far as I know, has been declared dead amongst like population numbers. Like they merged a lot of servers, and free to play will make that game vibrant again. I guarantany it. It does that for every MMO. Any MMO that goes
For
free
a
to play.
while.
Yeah, it's like
People can
Terra.
get
Terra
fed
was
up
going
with it.
shit, and then they went free to play. And now Terra is one of the most played MMOs on the planet. But
Fair enough.
yeah, I just kind of
It's
bummed
news
out
to
about
me.
that. That's why I haven't been clearing anything in my backlog, because I was spending a lot of time doing that, and then
And then hating it.
bums me out. I feel like I had more to say, like in terms of detail, but my disappointment with the fact that they added really nothing new to the formula, like nothing. Like you're doing the same quests, like it. I don't know. And there's no argument for it either. Like, well, they did one good thing. Why not just do more of it? Well, yeah, I want new stuff though. It's an expansion pack. Like,
Expand, you fools.
yeah. It's not. I mean, it'll probably piss people off who play the game, because I do have friends who play it. But whatever. That's how I feel.
Can't help how you feel.
So
So you've not played anything else?
I've just been playing ESO again. I think that's about it, really. Like ramping up for Destiny's expansion this week. That's about it.
Well, in about
Uh,
13 hours.
yeah, which I'll probably end up just playing tomorrow night when I get back from work.
Yeah.
Then again, I could stay up and see. But the PSN servers have been kind of wacky here around my area anyway, and my friends we have been having problems getting on, and I'm sure as soon as that goes live, that's gonna be a fucking disaster. Like every launch of every popular game ever that has to do with being online only, it's gonna fucking shatter.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Fortunately, I have actually been playing some Destiny. And miracle of miracles, I played Destiny with Bill for like 20 minutes. No, it was about an hour and a half.
Yeah, we played some Crucible.
Yeah,
played a
we played
bunch.
some
Played
Crucible.
a bunch of matches.
Because 2.0 is a vast improvement of pretty much every problem I had with the game, other than the story. The story still sucks.
Yeah,
but that's kind of hard to fix,
Yeah.
I guess.
I feel like them addressing that's going to be with Taken King's story. I reckon instead of just going back and trying to fix everything in vanilla, they're gonna say, because there's a lot of cutscenes I hear in Taken King that actually are real cutscenes, not just like here's the guy and we're voiceover his non-moving mouth. So, that'd be cool.
I will probably not pick up Taken King for a while. Even if I could afford to,
It's a good idea. It's
probably
good.
won't until the new year, because one, it'll probably be cheaper then anyway. But also, if it turns out the story sucks, then I'd rather pay less for it.
Yeah, I'd say it's good to be cautious again, because as much as they improved in 2.0, and you can if you have the game, you can log on and see without buying anything. Like in terms of quality of life, what they improved on the game and its systems and the way things are going to be changing once the actual content rolls in from Taken King. It is a vast improvement. It is still good to be cautious though if you're still unsure and you want to see it, to feel it out, because like with all new things, like whenever a new expansion comes out for an MMO, like Heavensward, a lot of people are not happy with it. It's not just me. When a new thing comes out, everyone's like, "Oh, this is great! Yeah, this is awesome!" And then let it sit for a week or two, and it's like the flaws start to come out once the honeymoon period's over.
Yeah.
So it's still good to be cautious, and it's good to be cautious in terms of anything Destiny related that costs money.
I mean, really, the quality of life stuff is enough for me to be happy to play it, but if the story is also crap and told badly, then it's going to be a lot longer before I pick it up. If the story's
Mhm.
great and done well, then I'd consider it a lot sooner. So I played a lot of that. I played some Mario Maker, Super Mario Maker even yesterday,
Mhm. Mhm.
because I caved just before going to bed, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this and play it on stream tomorrow, and I did. And some of the levels are super evil, um, but a lot of them are. I have a problem with levels that are essentially bullet hell type things of just throwing stuff at you and expecting you to somehow fluke your way through.
Yeah.
So it's been a challenge to find levels that aren't that, but are instead where it's a challenge and you fail because you know you messed up rather than you feel like the game's cheated you. Um, but the ones that I've found that do that are great, and I look forward to playing a lot more.
Cool.
Um, so you should pick it up.
I definitely want to. I've been watching some people play it on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, and it just looks really fun. And like, I've been hyped up for it for a while. But I've been trying to decide, like what game I want to pick up next for full price.
Yeah,
But that's probably winning the list.
yeah.
For sure.
I played some more Banjo Kazooie. That was awful. Um, I don't think I like that game.
Um,
Um,
That's sad.
you watched me for an hour and a half yesterday, Abby,
I know, but
and it was
aw.
miserable. I think that I like the first two or three levels, and then now, I think I said on stream, like whatever level I'm currently playing is the worst level of all, and that everything before it is either good or eh. Um, but I'm pretty much just forcing my way through it now so that I can 100% it and move on to Banjo Tooie, which I hear is a lot better in terms of how it plays. Although I'm cautious because I know that there's a lot of things I take advantage of that don't work in Banjo Tooie, and I'm gonna mess up on all the moves that you can do because you start with everything that you finish Banjo Kazooie with, and then there's more. So I'm
Yeah,
not
you get
looking
to
forward to
use
that.
Kazooie as a gun.
God damn it, Bill!
Are you mad that I spoiled that?
No.
Yeah, and you could use different types of eggs. I don't know why he shoots eggs. Because he doesn't use his
She's
ass
a
to
bird.
shoot. Yeah, but he doesn't use her ass to shoot them.
Except for when it goes
Like you hold
when you poop them out.
Kazooie, if I remember correctly, you hold Kazooie like a gun, and her head is like what you see, like in the first
Yeah.
person shooter thing. Yeah. Um.
Yeah, birds throw up eggs.
Duh.
Yeah. Uh, finally played some Bastion as well.
Like it.
Whilst Pat was in my ear talking at me, so I didn't quite get all the story. I think so. I'm not necessarily sure why everyone loves it. I mean, the music is gorgeous, and I will admit that is probably my favorite game soundtrack to just listen to. Based on the fact that I've been listening to it for however long it's been around without ever playing the game. But a lot of games blur into one when you're streaming them, and I feel like that's probably not the best thing for me to do. Because I could say, I played all these games, I don't remember any of it.
Mhm.
But I will finish Bastion. I think that I'm near the end.
Yeah, it's not very long.
No.
I like Bastion. A lot of people did take it as like a revelatory experience. They're like, "Oh my god, fucking Bastion," and it is really good. I think it might have came around at the right time too. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's not to say it doesn't have like I love the emergent narration and the soundtrack and all that stuff, and it is a beautiful looking game too.
I prefer it to Transistor for sure.
Yeah, me too. I
don't know whether that's an unpopular opinion or
I had a
not.
hard time getting in the Transistor. I like to go back to it because I do like the combat, but at the same time,
See, I can't stand the combat.
Like I turn it on and like, oh, I'm gonna play Transistor. I'm excited, you know. Like I love Bastion and like this game's style is awesome. You know, I love the art direction and whatever, and everything's cool. Like it oozes cool, but like, and I do like the combat, but at the same time, like, you know, I play it and I start getting my ass kicked sometimes, and then like I'll just kind of put it down for a little bit, like, oh, I'll play it later, and then I just never do. Like my head can't get into it as much as it did Bastion.
I think Bastion does everything better.
I agree.
Transistor is a nice looking game, but I prefer the art style for Bastion. The music in Bastion is better. Aside from, I think there's one or two songs that are quite nice in Transistor, but I wouldn't ever say that they're like high on my soundtrack list. And the combat's far better.
I agree.
So,
I'm with you there, buddy.
I think that's an unpopular opinion, though.
It probably is.
But we're all about the unpopular opinions today. Bill hates Heaven's Sword, whatever it is.
Heaven's shit. I don't think it's that bad. Nobody kill me for that one. It wasn't even a clever fucking name. Heaven's shit. Well, whatever.
I think that's it. Oh, wait, I've been playing Puzzles and Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
Puzzle and Dragons. Sorry. One puzzle, several dragons.
Dragons and puzzle, baby. Yeah.
I played the Mario version for about 20 minutes, and then thought, okay, I've got a feel for this. I'll go and play the Dragons one now. And I wish that the Mario bit didn't exist. Because I have no interest to play it now, because there's a story in the Z version, and it's actually interesting, and there's a reason for the puzzles.
Ah, cool.
There's no reason. Well, it's a sort of reason. There's no reason in the Mario one at all. It's just, we gotta go save Peach. Let's go. Oh no, there's a puzzle.
I don't think
solve this puzzle.
I think that one for the 3DS, Z, is that what you just said it's called? I think that's the only version of the game that really has a lot of context for what's going on, I believe, because the phone game doesn't. You just kind of download it and it's like, puzzles, and then you start battling shit with puzzles, and then like that's it. But I did notice there's an overworld in the 3DS one, right, where you walk around and stuff. Is that true?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, there's a hub at the moment where I'm at. There's a hub city.
Yeah.
And then it's go off to sort of Mario style worlds where you're just moving from point A to point B, clearing it out, defeating everything that's in there, and then getting a little bit of story, going on to the next zone, with a big boss at the end of each zone.
Cool.
So definitely worth the however much I ended up paying for it at the time. I bought it 3 times because it broke. Well, it didn't break. I had a lot of trouble with Royal Mail and Game and Amazon. So fun.
Yes. Cool. I don't think there's anything else I played either. For some reason, I always feel like I play more stuff, and then I come to this and I just bitch about MMOs.
Well, next week or next time. I don't want to say next week. Jesus.
Yeah, dude, don't put me in a corner like that.
You get to talk probably more about ESO because you'll have given up on Final Fantasy and Taken King.
Yeah, it'll be...
Maybe if we don't record for ages, Fallout 4 will be out.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but then we won't ever record again.
True.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, by next time, the Imperial City DLC will be out for ESO. That comes out Wednesday. Taken King comes out tomorrow.
I was going to say, when you say next time... Does it come out in like 3 months? It's like, yeah, Imperial City, 3 months from now. Next time.
It's Wednesday for PS4, and then Taken King's tomorrow. I probably won't get to play Imperial City that much because I'm not like a high enough level to do some of the stuff in it. But Taken King, I'll be able to talk about a little more in terms of how much money it's worth.
I went into Game today because I had time to kill, and they were advertising Imperial City, but I didn't understand because they had like price stickers randomly all over the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a free update or is it like Taken King where it's like a paid expansion?
The patch itself, kind of like Destiny, where they add all the balance changes and a lot of the quality of life stuff and a lot of the new additions and new items and stuff like that. Are for free. But in terms of the Imperial City itself, the area and the dungeons and the new PvP stuff and the new bosses and all this other stuff is a paid DLC.
Okay.
But it's free if you subscribe. Like, if you're a subscriber, like if you treat this like any other MMO and you just subscribe monthly to ESO Plus, you get all of this DLC as long as you're still subscribed. So if I was playing it like I was playing Final Fantasy and just subscribed, and I would, all this stuff is technically free updates, but since there is no monthly fee required, I guess this is their way to make money off of the people who aren't paying monthly, because other than that, the cash shop doesn't really have that much stuff in it. Like, I'm surprised at how little they take advantage of the Crown Store in general. Like, it's the least exploitive cash shop I've ever seen in an MMO. Like, period. They barely add anything to it to begin with, which I wish they kind of would add more costumes and stuff, because I would pay for them. Otherwise, yeah, it's $20 if you aren't subscribed. But
so is the subscription thing sort of like PS Plus, where if you stop subscribing, then you don't get access to your instant game library anymore until you start subscribing again?
Yeah, like, so once you unsubscribe, you won't be able to access that DLC anymore. See, honestly, I find it better to just buy it. Yeah. Because then, you don't have to stay subscribed. Which, if you do want to stay subscribed and support them on a monthly basis, that's fine. And you do get bonuses for subscribing. Like, you get a monthly allowance of the cash shop currency, so you get the equivalent. I think it might be a little more than the equivalent of the cash to crown conversion. Like, $15 is 1,500 crowns. You might get 2,000 crowns every month. And then you get like XP, like a little small XP boost and some other like researching boost to your crafting if you stay subscribed. So like, there's little incentives to staying subscribed. Yeah. But I feel like for me, like, I don't need to subscribe. You level pretty quick the way it is through 1 to 50, and I get to own the DLC and never have to worry about my subscription. It's just there. So, and it's not that bad. Like, their current content plan is once every 3 months they plan on releasing like a little expansion DLC this size. So like, instead of paying $15 a month, I'll be paying $20 every 3 months. Which will add up, but MMOs add up more than any game on the planet Earth if you pay for one. So, not too bad. But yeah, it is paid. Which I was kind of mixed on when they announced it, because they announced it a long time ago before the game went by to play. They announced some of their content plans, and Orsinium and the Dark Brotherhood and Imperial City are all announced. So then I assumed if it was still pay to play, it would be free, but they went with their console DLC template.
Fair enough. Speaking of, can I just go back to Destiny for a moment?
Yeah.
The pricing system for this is ridiculous.
Pretty fucked up.
So, if you go into a shop and you're like, I'm going to buy the Taken King because I own Destiny and I've enjoyed it for the past year. I've got both the expansions because I love the game. I will go in and buy this disc of Destiny, the Taken King. It comes with the base game and the 2 expansions. And here, at least, it costs £42. If you faff around in the PS Store for a little while and you try and find the right option, you can buy just the Taken King, but it costs 35 quid. So it only costs you £7 more to get the limited edition of Destiny the Taken King, which I think comes with bonus stuff as well. So you may as well pay the 7 quid for bonus guns and the little side things that it does happen to come with.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. I think it's fucked up mostly in Europe. A lot of people, because they also didn't, as far as I know, convert it right. People were really angry about this or something along those lines. I don't know what version of it, but it was one of the things people wanted to kill Luke Smith about during that whole interview debacle a few months ago. Here, as far as I understand it, the disc version is kind of like for new people. Like, they can just get everything in one package.
I get that.
But at the same time, like, I also like owning discs too. So like, I would probably want it. And here, GameStop had a promotion where if you bring in your old Destiny disc, you'll get that disc-based version of the game for the price of just the digital upgrade. Which I elected not to do because whatever.
Well, the digital upgrade is 35 quid.
Yeah. Well, here, the digital upgrade to just the expansion is $40. The digital collector's edition, which is the one
don't
I
get me
just,
started on that.
which is the one I just went with because fuck it. It was the first thing on there, and I'm like, whatever. Is 60.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna boot up my PlayStation right now because I'm pretty sure. Now there's like 3 versions of the digital. Because there's the digital collectors and there's the digital limited, I think, or something maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm
here
confused
it's,
now.
Yeah, here it's just digital, digital collectors, and then just the $40 upgrade. But yeah, there's a lot of confusion, and it's just kind of fucked up.
So the digital collector's edition. So that's the collector's edition. Okay, so it costs £75, which is the one which comes with the emotes,
The
some
emotes, the class
shaders, and a
items,
class item, and a
yeah.
couple of guns. Legendary edition costs £55, which is the game, the 2 expansions, and Taken King. And then just the game costs £40. Just Taken King costs £40. So, admittedly, Amazon is selling the Legendary Edition for 13 quid cheaper, but even so, that is frustrating to say the least, and makes me angry.
Yeah, that's what people are complaining about. That Taken King is $40 here, and then they just flat out made it £40 on the store on the PSN store. Which that's not how conversion works, right? That's not.
No, that is how it works.
£40.
That's how it works.
Is £40 $40 in US?
40 GBP in USD is $61.
So, well, how does it usually work? How much is a $40 game usually in Europe?
What is a 40 like? Is Mario Maker $40?
That's 60 here.
60. I don't know. Is Puzzle and Dragon $40?
That was cheaper for you guys. I think that was like 30 for me. But that might just be US Amazon prices too.
True.
Yeah, $29.99 for me. It's all confusing.
It is.
But
I mean, Splatoon was $40 for us. It was a £25 game.
oh, okay. So technically, it should be £25 then, Taken King.
Yeah.
See, that's where people.
I would be a lot happier with that.
That's where people got angry, with the way they priced it, because technically it would be a $60 US game at your current £40 price. Is that what we came to the conclusion to? Yeah, that's what people were fucking angry about, because there's only $40 US here if you just want Taken King. So yeah, kind of fucky.
I mean, I guess it depends on how. Like, that is why it really depends on how much there is to the game.
Yeah.
I guess it's more like it's an easier pill to swallow for Americans. It's less easy for anyone in. Well, I don't know what it is in euros. Whether the euro market is being screwed over even more, like whether it's 60 euros.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, that probably isn't that bad nowadays. But yeah, now that we live in a world where we can easily see what other people are paying, all this nonsense of poor conversions just needs to stop.
Yeah.
I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with not being able to watch shows that everyone is talking about on the internet because I happen to live not in that country. So
It sucks in Europe.
does it?
Yes.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Do you want to do?
I'm eating my dinner as we do this. So.
Do you want to do Andy's question and then wrap it up?
We've got 2 questions.
Oh yeah, you counting that one?
Yeah, count every question.
Okay. Well, first question comes from David Morton.
Mm-hmm.
His question is, what kind of music do you like?
I have
Game soundtracks.
Some game soundtracks. Some of them are awful.
All
I
of them.
like the Super Mario Maker rave music that just randomly shows up.
There's rave music.
Yes, there is. I will show you the perfect ending to the Pokemon Yellow adventure that I had
I
yesterday.
genuinely thought that the music in that sounded like the Mortal Kombat theme.
Maybe
Sounds like
Uh-oh.
um
Did Skype just do a weird thing?
yes, it did.
Nice.
oh, sorry.
That's right. I have been since our Eurovision entry. Do you know what Eurovision is, Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That means that everyone will know. I've been getting into electro swing. I quite like it. It's nice traveling music. It means I can't hear what everyone else is talking about, whatever nonsense they're talking about, and I can be a little bit happier on my journey to hell. And it allowed me to sit in a McDonald's of 70 school kids today and just not care.
Boom, man. That's life right there.
What about yourself, Bill? What type of music do you like? You do tweet a lot of like, this album is the best album I've heard all year.
Yeah, I do listen to a lot of music.
But I don't know what any of that music is. Is it all in a particular genre?
No, I kind of bounce around. Shit, I don't know how to, because like it sounds like just like rock music, but like as far as
I
like
would have had you down as a prog rock type guy.
like I do like prog rock, prog metal. I do like some indie stuff, but I'm kind of sick of like that, like because like when you go on Spotify, you can go to the browse section and go to the discover section, and every week it'll give you a brand new like hour-long playlist of music you might not have heard. Like it takes a look at what you've been listening to and makes a playlist of bands similar. And I find a lot of cool bands that way because I go through the playlist and I'm like, oh, cool, it's Monday. Let me go through this Discover Weekly playlist and see what they've put on there for me. This week it's 2 hours. Wow. Well, I don't want to do it after this. Put it on the car. But the problem is for some reason, it keeps giving me music. Like, I've been listening to a lot of Gaslight Anthem, and they're like kind of Americana rock, kind of like Bruce Springsteen-y kind of punk type stuff. A big weird hodgepodge of genres, but like they keep this fucking Spotify thing keeps giving me. I have nothing against this genre, but at the same time, it's like I'm kind of sick of it. It's like this. I don't want to. I guess shoegazy kind of indie stuff where everyone just kind of sounds all spacey, and like their album covers are always some weird ass like sepia tone picture of like some weird girl's face with like her face scribbled out with black marker, but she has antlers and it's really artsy. It's like, fucking relax. What? I know you don't have a big record label behind you, but relax. Jesus.
Spend all your money on
Christ, yeah. And like it all just sounds kind of like did you ever listen to MGMT?
Nope.
For anyone listening, they've probably heard at least their two hits, "Time to Pretend" and "Kids." They were on the radio a lot years ago.
Oh, is that the one with the whistle?
Yeah, the one that goes like do 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 do. That song.
That's the way to sing it and avoid content ID. That's
they had those, but like they're like deep cuts and stuff are really kind of like pictures of why. I was reverby guitars, and it's like, okay, fucking relax. But my Spotify playlist just gives me a bunch of shit like that every week. It's like I haven't listened.
What you need to do is you need to listen. You need to listen to that.
Oh, and get it out of there.
Won't.
Yeah, maybe that's why, right? I just figured it was picking stuff up like okay, I'm listening to a lot of Gaslight Anthem, or a lot of Bruce Springsteen, or a lot of Frank Turner, or a lot of The Alarm, whatever. Brandon Flowers, The Killers. It would be giving me stuff similar to that. Instead, it's probably like,
you've listened to it all.
It's probably like, yeah, like, dude, listening to all of that. Let's listen to some shoegazy indie stuff to make you feel like you're just part of the flow, man. Just go ahead. But I listen to a bunch of stuff though. As far as what kind of music do I like, that's pretty broad question.
Are you gonna give it out into other than video game music, Emmy, or is that all you listen to?
Baby metal.
Baby metal. I liked who was that guy and the two girls with the beard and the pigtails and the.
You know what the weird thing is? You bringing that up is my stepdad just emailed me, just like ha, check this video out, and it was that video. It's a band called Lady Baby.
Yeah, they need more songs.
Which is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It's two Japanese schoolgirls and then this Western bearded guy in a maid dress.
Not me. They're all in mate dresses. It's not just him.
No, they're in like
Well, they're
school
they're all in
uniforms, aren't
school. Like he's in a girls' school uniform, I think. Like they're all wearing
Have you
the same
have you
uniform.
ever seen it, Bill?
No.
Oh my
I'll
god!
link it to you afterwards.
All right.
And it's a good song.
It's really fucking catchy. It's ridiculous.
Do 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 do.
Thank you for the question, David Morton.
Yeah.
It actually turned out that we had longer answers than I anticipated.
Told you.
Andy asks, and this is a good question. This is actually a good topic in general. With all of the open world games that are about now, have you become fatigued with them yet?
Yes.
No.
But I don't really play them.
It's tricky because some open world games do their open worlds differently than, well, lately, not so much. Lately, they've all been kind of following the same formula. Shadow of Mordor, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed games. They've all taken on the Ubisoft formula of here's your big map, here's a bunch of shit. Go do the little points of interest on your map.
Are you talking about Mad Max, Bill?
I want to play Mad Max. I'm interested in this world, and I don't hate that formula. I guess I should get that out of the way. Like, there are certain games that do it differently. Like, Assassin's Creed Unity did it terribly, in that some games introduce a lot of these points of interest organically as you play. Like Shadow of Mordor, you unlocked certain things as you progress. Like when you opened your map, it wasn't just here's everything all at once. For the most part, in Shadow of Mordor, a lot of your map wasn't discovered yet. You had to go find the point of interest, which I think is how a lot of these games work. It's how Far Cry works, whatever. So it is the Ubisoft formula, the Assassin's Creed formula. But Assassin's Creed Unity was like, hey, you got this game? Hey, you beat the tutorial? Hey, open your map and look at every fucking thing in the game on it at once. They didn't ease you into jack shit. You open your map
Assassin's
up.
Creed games are like that, I think.
And I'm like,
it's just like you've explored this one area that's highlighted, and you can see the streets and stuff, and that's cool. But then places that you've not been, you already know that there's like a treasure chest there.
Yeah.
Or
I couldn't believe it.
What? So those games just had less of it, maybe? So it didn't look as bad?
Assassin's Creed 2 looked fucking awful for it. It was the worst for it, in my opinion. Out of the ones I've played, anyway.
I should probably go back and check some of those out. I mean, Unity, I didn't hate Unity. I finished Unity. I beat it. I didn't hate the game. It was a random decision to play it, but, like, I didn't hate it. But, like, when you open... admittedly, I did barely any of the side stuff because I couldn't be asked to do it. Like, I just...
You couldn't see it.
Like, you open your map, and, like, I couldn't believe my eyes. Like... And this
was there not like a filter for it or something? That seems like
there's a filter. Yeah, you can filter it like, oh, I only want the main quest icons or whatever. But the filter doesn't default to that the next time you open your map. So like when you open your map again, it just starts back on the all filter, and it's like, oh Jesus Christ, you have a heart attack every time you open the fucking map. So
that's why you got to do it. You got to clear it so you stop having a heart attack.
So like those kinds of open worlds are, I think, what people talk about now when people say open world game fatigue, because open world games in general, I'm not fatigued with. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 wasn't like that. Grand Theft Auto 5, you had your main story blip like on the map, and then you had stuff pop up every like, you know, around the map. But like exploring San Andreas, Los Santos, not San Andreas, felt organic. Like you wanted to actually drive around Los Santos. Like I got to a point where I was done exploring Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 actually brought on my first feeling of, like, holy fuck, these checklists are killing me. And then Shadow of Mordor did the same thing to me. Shadow of Mordor started out kind of organic, but then by the end of it, I'm like, I can't play this fucking game where I have to beat it. I have to beat this game. I was talking to you about this, Kinross, the other day.
Yeah.
When we were playing Destiny. Like, Shadow of Mordor was a great game. Mad Max looks like it's the same deal. Watching my dad play Arkham Knight, same deal. Like, it's a way to pad the gameplay, but I don't think open world games in general are the problem. I think it's what people are filling these open worlds with that
well, not even that, it's how they're I think it's, you can have all of that stuff, but it's how it introduces it to you. Like I get the impression that open world games now just throw it all at you at once rather than sort of staggering it out.
Oh yeah, they want to go look at all this content we've got. Like
it's like games are afraid to be deemed to not have content. So they're like, look at it, we've got loads.
Yeah,
you don't have to play to find the stuff.
And I think that's where like the idea of like we got to fill our open worlds up with all this shit to do. Like my favorite open world game, and like a game that is not guilty of any of this, in my opinion, is Red Dead Redemption. And exploring that world and its side quests and the way random events popped up, like it all felt real, and like the way you explored it, like you weren't just let me open my map and like, okay, I have I should go do the main quest, but I'm right in this area where this tower is. I gotta do this, or I should probably do this first. Like, holy shit! Like that's what I'm fatigued on. But at the same time, I don't hate that design philosophy either, because it's, you know, you could just, it's there for you if you want to do it. You don't have to do it. I don't know, it's weird. It's interesting.
It reminds me, I think Red Dead was the last open world game I finished.
Yeah, it's one of the best ones. It makes you want to finish it, because it's also one of the only open world games I play that has a strong narrative, in my opinion.
I love John Marston.
With the Red Dead Redemption, I had the end spoiled for me, so that probably doesn't help. But,
which end?
The end.
Well, I mean,
I can't say what it is.
I mean, the DLC gives it away as well, but
oh, does it?
Yeah.
Because I finished LA Noire, and I was looking up stuff about LA Noire afterwards, and then it compared the end of LA Noire to the end of Red Dead Redemption in the title of this thing, and I was like, what the fuck?
Damn. But now I have a vague idea of how LA Noire ends now. Thanks, Abby.
Well,
it's okay. I'm never.
It did say what happens to John Marston in the title of the video.
This was supposed to be the introductory to LA Noire panel. What the fuck?
Introduction to LA Noire. You're spoiling Red Dead Redemption.
Anyway,
funny,
I got to Mexico in that game and just was like, nah, I
Yeah,
don't want this anymore.
it gets a little bit rough in Mexico, but
Because the bit where you enter Mexico is like one of the best things I've ever seen in a video game.
Yeah.
You know, where it's playing that song,
The music
and you're
key,
just like
far away.
going through Mexico on your horse and stuff. That's awesome. But then you start doing the missions, and everyone's just like horribly misogynistic and like, fuck you, whore, and I'm just like, no, I don't want any part of this.
They were in a whorehouse.
There was one point where like this woman got kidnapped, and this man was like spitting on her. Like, fuck you, you're a whore, I hate you, and then you can choose to like buy her and let her go.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. Like,
but at least you let her go. Alternatively, you can buy her, let her go, tie her up, and then throw her on a rail track.
And get an achievement for
Yeah.
it. Weird stuff. Anyway, for me, with open worlds, it depends on the context of the open world.
Mm-hmm.
In conjunction with how the game plays, because a lot of open world games do not need to be open world, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
But I do enjoy good open worlds, like Fallout stuff. I mentioned Fallout again.
That reminds me. Would you say that Xenoblade is too big?
No.
No?
I wouldn't, because it's supposed to have this huge sense of scale because of the world. So I wouldn't say it's too big. It's like, that's contextually, it's supposed to be this huge, like, monster that you're living on.
I guess.
So it makes sense. Is it a little bit cumbersome at times? Yes, but I don't mind it.
Okay.
Because it makes sense to me. But just some games that don't need to be open world but are bug me.
Like?
I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, but I can't. Newest example, I don't feel like Mad Max needed to be an open world game at all. Considering that has like a really heavy focus on cars, and therefore the open world is full of nothing, which makes sense with the fact that it's all about driving cars and going fast and whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like that needed to be an open world, if you see what I mean.
So like Fuel. Which
I
has
think
an achievement for driving from one side of the one corner to another.
I like the
It's just
idea
nothing.
of like exploring the wasteland, and I might understand why they made it an open world game, but at the same time I see what you're saying, and especially after seeing Fury Road, like if they would have made a game, but then again, I don't know how long it would last. But in my head, like when I think of Fury Road and how awesome that movie was, and it was basically just a 2.5 hour car chase, like if they would have made an awesome linear based action game on Mad Max focused around getting from point A to point B with all this crazy shit happening, it would have been awesome. I mean,
I know nothing about Mad Max, but that's how I would have thought a game about it would be.
Yeah. Now, granted, every Mad Max movie wasn't necessarily that, but like That would have been sweet. Now that I think about it. I mean, they opted to do the Ubisoft formula with it. I mean, Mad Max's open world is... It's funny because, like, you have the Ubisoft formula, which is how, you know, they base all their open world games now on Assassin's Creed. And all these other companies are basing their open world games on Assassin's Creed. And then you look at WB, the publisher of Mad Max, Batman, Shadow of Mordor. All of their games now employ the Assassin's Creed formula of their open world and their checklists. And all of their games have the Batman combat.
A lot of games have Batman combat.
Yeah. Like, Batman came out, developed by Rocksteady, published by Warner Brothers. That combat system works really well. Warner Brothers publishes Shadow of Mordor. It has Batman combat and open world. Warner Brothers publishes Mad Max. It has Batman combat and open world. Is Warner Brothers forcing these developers to put fucking Batman combat in all their games?
I think that the logic behind it is when Batman came around, people were like, man, this combat system's great. And I guess...
So everyone's like, we'll use it then.
Yeah. Isn't it? It's supposed to be like an easier version of not brawlers, like fighting combos. So you feel like you're doing better, but it's much simpler. It
is fun. Like, it was really fun in Mordor, and it looks really fun in Mad Max. Like, it looks really satisfying. But like one of the problems with Mordor and what made it boring because of not only its open world and its fatigue and why I was getting kind of sick of it is like, and I can definitely see what's happening with Mad Max because like it's the same situation as Mordor. It's like that combat system's great, and they caught on to something with it, and there's a reason everybody praised it when it came out. But like, it gets really fucking easy. Like, after a while, especially like in Mordor, once you have all these upgrades, like in Mordor, you eventually just become like a fucking orc shredder because like, not only could you never get hit because it's literally as easy as just timing your triangle button. Like, oh, the sparkle's above his head, triangle, fucking whoop his ass. Like, you just, it's like playing a rhythm game. There's that, and then like, once you get upgrades, like in Shadow of Mordor, like it gets to a point where like once you're at like a 6 combo, you press circle and triangle, and you slash around and cut 5 orcs' heads off. And then once you have that, you become this, and you could turn into the Shade Guy, and you could shoot a bow bomb. It's like, dude, I never died in Mordor. Like I was God. It got really easy. We know what game could stand to honestly use Batman's combat, and it kind of, I guess. I mean, it's been around in Assassin's Creed, the whole counter system, but like in Unity anyway, that was some of the sloppiest fucking melee combat I have ever played.
Dude, you should play 1. The combat in 1 is fucking dreadful.
I played 1 a little bit years and years ago. That's why I never really.
Everything in 1 is awful.
The combat's bad in 2. They didn't really improve much by 3, to be honest. They just had like contextual. Like, you can throw someone into a table if you can't counter them near a table, and that was pretty much all they added. And
then 4 got rid of melee by giving everyone ships. Ship melee.
Dude, the naval combat in Assassin's Creed is the best thing about the franchise. I'm just saying.
The most subtle of assassination things, ships. Giant ships.
I would honestly just play a full game of just naval battles. Just to give
Isn't
me
that
a
what Black Flag is?
No, I think that's got some online stuff as well. And you could like run around in the ship as well. I just want the naval battles. If you've ever played the naval battles, you should know how much fun they are. Though Alan, when he played it, really didn't like them.
It's because the ship he was protecting just flipped out.
That was me playing the game.
It's amazing. It literally flipped out.
Literally, in the water, the ship started doing like cartwheels.
Cartwheels towards the land.
Yep.
And then it hit the land and then came back out again, and then it died, and so you failed the mission.
Yep.
It was glorious. To answer the question, I don't like open world games, on the whole, because I am so bad at finishing them that I'm just put off picking them up. And yet I still pick them up. Like, I'm still buying Fallout, but I'm hoping that's...
You can't escape that one, buddy.
Directed enough.
Sorry.
That it'll be okay. Because I always worry that I'm gonna get into this world and I'll be in the middle of nowhere and I'll be unable to find something to do, or I'll just forget what I'm supposed to be doing.
Fallout is really good Skyrim's the same actually. Fallout and Skyrim in general have always had really good like quest logs. That if you
Yeah.
select the quest,
Yeah.
it will give you like an arrow and tell you where to go. So
That's-
if you're lost,
Yeah, you know
I
what?
felt like Skyrim was very empty though.
this
Skyrim wasn't empty at all.
Well,
Yeah,
where
there's a
I
lot-
where
there's
I
a lot
ended
going
up,
on in
it felt
Skyrim.
really empty.
Speaking of like open world maps, and like when you open it up, it gives you a heart attack. Bethesda's been so fucking good at not doing that. Like they're the only
So it
icons
doesn't show
you-
collectibles. It's
Yeah,
just his
yeah.
place.
It allows you to explore like
Are there even collectibles?
yeah. Well, not in the sense of like let me mark off this checklist, but there are things to find. Like they
There
do
are
it.
there are some like
Yeah.
in Fallout 3 Mothership Zeta, they had like 72 tapes to collect.
Oh,
I mean, you've got the
yeah,
bobbleheads
yeah,
as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
I suppose.
There was the bobbleheads as well, and snow globes in New Vegas, I guess.
I always like the way
Sorry,
Bethesda
carry on,
did
though.
it. Yeah, no, that's no problem. Like when you have missions and stuff to do, like quests, like the only ones you see on your map are the ones you want to do right now. Like I didn't even realize to mention them before. Like when I think of open world games, because when it comes to their open worlds, I don't really have any issues with them. So when it comes to like talking about this topic, like when I think of a Bethesda game, like I think of like if there's one thing they do really well, it's not making you feel like you're just checking things off of a checklist, like a lot of open world games do now. So yeah, that's a good example. Bethesda,
I
Bethesda does a really
feel
good job.
like they're also trying, like, as well as throwing too much stuff into them. I kind of wonder whether open worlds are getting too big.
Could be. I like my world big.
I mean, there's
It depends
big
if it's
and
like full of interesting stuff that isn't
Yeah.
just clutter. I
yeah,
guess. Like
Um,
if there's good points of interest, like again, Fallout is a good example. You can't go like that far without seeing a building in the distance and going, "Oh, I wonder what that is."
yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's something on your horizon that looks obvious as there's something to do here, rather than just endless wastes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like big or small. If your open world is not full of interesting things to do, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter how. Yeah, like you say. I mean, like if it's filled with cool shit, I don't. It could be as big as it wants, as long as the stuff in it is good to have. Like GTA 5 is pretty big. I like driving around that city though.
It is, but it doesn't feel it.
Yeah, that's why that's their. That's the good thing. Yeah, it doesn't feel big because there is a lot. It is an interest. They made a good one. Is why.
I'm kind of worried about Zelda.
I'm not.
I mean, I'm obviously going to play it, but if it's like they've clearly gone big on the open world,
It's gonna
and
It doesn't
see
look
that
like it
mountain over
doesn't-
there, you can climb in.
it's
The-
gonna
the
come
thing
out and
is-
have Assassin's Creed combat. It's gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna have like dozens of little treasure chests all over the place. It doesn't look
shit.
like that big of an open world though, comparatively to other games. We haven't seen much of it yet though. I could be completely wrong.
I mean, we saw that one bit of a map, but we don't know whether that was
Yeah.
the entire map or just
And if it,
yeah.
to be honest, if it puts more of an emphasis on Epona being a useful companion rather than a thing that I'm like, oh yeah, I got a horse. That's cool.
Yeah, why bother
this-
using a horse when you can teleport?
Yeah. I bet there'll be
How-
a way to like fast travel around the map that has like, oh, you can play this song on the lute
On the
and,
horse.
and you will teleport.
How could I bring up open world games and not ever mention the word Shenmue?
Is it an open world game? Do
Yeah.
you travel around on your forklift?
Shenmue 2, it was bigger than Shenmue 1, but it was an open world game, but it wasn't like, here, you have the whole world of China. It was more like, here, you're confined to, like, a smaller suburb, but you can go
In
anywhere
Shadow
you
of
want,
Mordor, it's like that.
anytime you want, yeah. Shenmue did it in a really cool way, and that everything is interesting. Like, there isn't, like, Shenmue 2 still worked on that Morrowind philosophy where, like, if you want to find some shit, you got to crack open that fucking journal because you ain't looking up anything on a map. You're a man. You don't have a fucking map on your back pocket everywhere you go. So, like,
Does he not have a phone?
not in 2002.
I don't know.
You had to use payphones.
Where am I, please?
The other open world game, I can't believe I didn't mention this before. I thought about it as soon as I shot a Shenmue because like it's one that doesn't, it's not full of bullshit. Like It's not 90 hours long. It has just enough stuff to where after you finish it, you're like,
Well, I hope you're gonna say the game that I'm thinking of.
yeah,
Is it Dragon Age?
No, hell no. Hell no. I
To the
know,
hinterlands.
and I know Ebby knows what I'm gonna say, and that's Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking Sleeping Dogs as well.
Yeah, fantastic game.
Play that.
It's such a good game. It's such a good game.
That game has the best melee combat out of any game I've played in a long time. That game was really fun open world. Everything's fun in that game. That game kicked ass. Like,
I could probably
period.
like if I jump back into the game now, I could probably navigate myself around that map quite well without looking at the map too much, because I played it so much because I just wanted to do everything 100% of that game, and it didn't honestly take that long to do.
Yeah, it was a perfect portion.
Challenge accepted.
And it's like, oh, it's got some collectibles about. Yeah, they're on the map, but it's not like here are 100 treasure chests.
Yep.
It's like here's a lockbox, here's a safe, like whatever.
It was really well done. I can't
I
even
really
think
need
of
to
that at
work out
first.
What games I actually like. Because every time like a question like this comes up, I'm like, I don't really like that genre. Open world games, no. Beat 'em up.
Oh, besides in Sleeping Dogs, they drive on the left side of the road.
Yeah.
It's just like my home country, so
Oh,
I
what?
always
They
appreciate that.
do?
Yeah, they drive on the left side of the road.
I thought it was just us, Japan, and Jamaica.
Apparently, Hong Kong too.
Oh, Hong Kong. Oh, you said China. That's why I thought.
Oh, I
It
kind of want to
wasn't
get. I
China.
kind of want to get the
Okay.
definitive edition on PS4 now because I sold my PS3 copy like an idiot.
I have it on Steam.
Oh,
Apparently, I bought it in a sale a long time ago, along with Life is Strange, the entire thing. I didn't know I had that.
damn.
What?
Buddy.
How did you not know?
I thought I might have bought maybe episode 1. So I was asking Andy, like, for 3 days, if I bought just episode 1, like, how does Life is Strange get listed in Steam? Is it like Life is Strange episode 1, Life is Strange episode 2, or
It
whatever?
gets listed as Life is Strange, and then it's got.
Yeah, he just
downloadable
didn't
content.
answer the question at all. I asked him like 6 different ways. It's like, all right, fine. I'm just going to install it, load it, and see whether I have the full game or not. And apparently I do. So I'll probably blitz that when.
I'd wait until the announcement for the last episode comes out.
I'm not going to
because,
touch it till it's all out.
the cliffhanger from episode 4 is not fun.
Sorry
Not
if you
fun.
can
Wait.
hear the car. I don't know.
I'm sorry if you can hear my computer in the background trying to boot a hard drive that's not there.
Oh, is it still doing that?
Yeah, can you hear it?
No,
No.
it's all good. That
Well-
car. I'm putting my second headphone on, so I can't hear it anymore. There we go. That's better.
I think that about does it, huh? Do you guys have
No.
anything else you wanted to add, or?
I'm glad that we could talk about Sleeping Dogs again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anytime.
Sleeping
there's-
Dogs 2. I want a Sleeping Dogs 2.
Yeah, they're doing that stupid ass Tri Wars game.
Isn't
Instead.
that like a mobile game?
It's like a free to play multiplayer game that looks like ass. Fortunately. It looks kind of like an APP game that came out a long time ago, where like you're just like a bunch of open world criminals fucking shit up. Like all that shit's kind of made obsolete by GTA Online, so I don't know why they're making that. They should have just made Sleeping Dogs 2.
It didn't. It doesn't even have to follow Wei Shan. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, I don't care. Just that world was awesome. I love open world games that take place in cities that are not America in the modern day. Like, I get we have open world games in other lands and other time periods and stuff like that, but I like playing a game in like contemporary China. Like, more
Where's
of
our
that.
open world England game?
Assassin's Creed.
You're getting it, buddy.
England doesn't exist unless it's in the Victorian era.
Or you're playing The Getaway for the PlayStation 2. You guys remember that game?
No.
That game was, I forget who made it. Forget the company. It was Sony published. So it was a first party game called The Getaway. It was like, not like GTA in a way. It was open world, but like I think that's why a lot of people were disappointed in it. It's because it wasn't like open world like in GTA sense. It was more like the Sleeping Dogs sense in a way. But it took place in I don't know if it was London, but it was England. It was kind of like a Guy Ritchie movie, like Snatch or something, or Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. Kind of that kind of feel to it. It's cool though. That's the only game I know of though that takes place over there in a contemporary time. Only one.
That reminded me. I think last time Ebby was going, "Oh, there's a game set in Nottingham. It's amazing." I'm still not convinced it's set in Nottingham, by the way.
The story sounds like it's supposed to take place in Nottingham, so
I haven't yet gotten to the point where it tells me where Rob actually is. And Evie said, "There's no game that takes place near Plymouth or anything." I'm like,
no, you said that.
"No, I'm pretty sure you said that."
No, I'm pretty sure you said that.
I might have said it, and then you were like, "Yeah, because it's crap."
No, I was making a joke. I was being
You
funny.
were involved in the conversation, and then after the podcast, I load up Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments, or whatever it's called, and immediately the guy says, I worked in Plymouth for 30 years. I'm like, oh my god. It's in. I win. This imaginary conversation. Yes. I feel like there is something else I should be mentioning.
Fire Emblem.
What about it?
I don't know. I just wanted to bring it up again.
Oh, okay. Well, my streams I thought would help reduce my backlog. It hasn't helped at all. Realizing how
You bought a game in the middle of it, so
I'm working on my backlog by buying more stuff. I think that's it. We have a Twitch now. If people care to subscribe to that sort of thing, we might play something at some point.
Yeah, one day.
It's twitch.tv/permapodcast, the same as the Twitter, because Permadeath Podcast is taken by someone else. Jerks.
what?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Do we have 2 Twitch channels?
I might have made that.
What? You jerk!
I don't remember. Let me check.
I think I said to Bill, "Should I make a Twitch channel?" And he said, "Yes, go for it."
Let me see.
And,
What was the username I was taking? Just Permadeath Podcast?
Yeah, Permadeath Podcast.
Evil on Steam, which was pretty fun.
Fuck,
That
I
has to
forgot
be
it.
us.
Fucking Twitch, and they're auto-playing videos. Oh, they're gonna hear
Wonderful.
that. They're gonna hear that
Yeah.
guy go, "This level is really hard, blah, blah, blah." As soon as you open up Twitch, someone's playing Super Mario Maker. Let's see. Log in.
I don't know why I didn't think to try logging in.
Why do I have no login? Like, I hit login and it doesn't pull up a username or password thing. Just a blank white box.
Oh, if we find out right now,
Twitch, you piece of shit.
because it didn't say that your email address is already being used,
Maybe.
so you would have had to have made it with a
Well,
different.
did you look up like Permadeath Podcast, like the URL, twitch.tv/permadeath
Yeah, Twitch,
podcast?
and it was taken.
Who the fuck's channel is this?
It better not be us.
It's following.
Really?
Yeah, this is us. I think Kubo might have made this a long time ago.
Kubo, you dick!
Because the only channel it's following is just Kubo. Well, then yeah, that's us. We do have that name. I gotta find out. I gotta find out what it was made under and what email, so I can get it.
Well, we've got 2 Twitch accounts that you could subscribe to.
Oh, we can choose the one you made. Anyway. That has been episode 20, everybody. We're glad you enjoyed it. I'm just assuming you did. Happy birthday,
Wings.
Mario.
Happy birthday, Mario, because that's apparently your real name.
Well,
Mario.
movie.
No, Shigeru Miyamoto confirmed that Mario's name is Mario.
Oh, was that in his little head nod interview that he did?
I don't know, but he confirmed that his name is Mario.
Well, why not?
You weren't here
Mario,
when that
of course.
happened. You were on the phone. I forgot about that.
Oh, you were very loud through my headphones. My mum was like, "Are you busy?" I said, "Yes." And then she hung up. So.
Oh, nice. Are you busy? Yep.
Right. So next time, whenever that is, so 21, we're gonna be able to drink. Gonna booze it up.
Oh, we should all get drunk apart from Kinross. You should
We
just
should all-
drink
we
a
should all get
sugary
drunk.
beverage and get
Oh, man.
get really, really energized.
Right.
We hope you enjoy this.
That's something you say at the beginning, but we hope you enjoy this.